Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Alchemy. This is a project for Scrap and Create. You can get all your supplies there. I'll have a link down below. And I will have a link down below for the cutting guide for this project as well. And so last time we got sort of the bulk of the interior of the book done, the base anyway. And that's here. And now we're going to do putting the book itself together. So let me set this aside. Hi guys, I am jumping in here because I didn't like the way I actually did this spine. So I want to show you how I want you to do it, which is different than how I did it. So I'm going to edit this in. And I have the correct measurements in the cutting guide. So what I did, when I did mine, is I cut the piece, I cut the spine piece narrower, and then I cut the fabric wide, and I glued them together and then cut off the extra fabric. Well, that left me with like raw fabric along the edge, and I just really didn't like it. So I want you to take your piece, which is 2 3/4 by 8 3/4. And score it at 1/2 inch on either side. And I think that's 1/2 inch. I think I'm going to turn it just to be sure. I can't really see it. Okay. There we go. Then you are going to turn over, and we're going to glue this fabric, yours will be ironed, centered on this piece. Okay, this is the side that has the bumps after you scored it. And it's longer, it's supposed to be, that's fine. Let me... I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some tape. You use Fabri-Tac, okay, because it's fabric. I am just going to use a piece of tape in the interest of doing this reasonably quickly for you so we can get back to the actual video. And so pretend that we have glued this. And I am going to need some glue though, so let me just turn my Fabri-Tac bottle upside down. Okay. And then again, you're going to use Fabri-Tac and just center this between the score lines. Okay. That, and then okay, there we go. And then at this point, go ahead and center the book assembly on this side. Okay, I'm trying to think. Well, you know what I want you, maybe before that, fold on the score lines just to get them started. This is towards the fabric, and then you can flatten them out again, and then center your book. Okay, then you're going to go ahead, and I'm going to show you in the video, but you're going to fold, you're going to trim this down to about 1/2 inch. I left it long so you'd have plenty to play with. Give or take. You're going to fold this over. Get my glue. Oops. Jolly, my goodness. What's the matter? Oh my goodness, really? All right. Let's get some glue out of here. Okay. Let's just use Fabri-Tac. And you're just going to run a bead of glue, and you're going to fold this over so that it just meets the edge of the paper. And bear in mind that you've got your page assembly here, okay? And I'm going to show, you'll see it in my video, but I wanted to show you this because your part is going to be a little different, and you'll have used Fabri-Tac, so yours will be neater. Okay, then you're going to fold it over again so that it just meets the page assembly, and glue it, okay? And you're going to do that at both ends. And let me show you in the book. And you can see where mine's a hot mess because I didn't do it this way. But you can just see it there, okay? And now the fabric is optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want, but I think it does look nice. Okay, so after you've done that, you're maybe a little tricky because you've got your pages. You're going to turn it over and you are going to glue down these two fins. Okay. Like this, wrapped over. And this is where I went wrong. I ended up with a raw edge here, and it'll look so much better if you do it this way, where you've got a fold and then you've got these nicely, neatly folded over. Okay? Pull that up so you can see, right? So do that. Then you're going to go ahead and put this in the book when you get to that stage, and yours will have this nice folded edge. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, ask me down below, you know, if you have any questions. But I think that you will find this a much neater method. Okay, so I will resume the video, and I will show you me folding these fabrics over and gluing them down. But you are going to have these extra tabs that you're going to fold over that I just left sticking out raw, and it doesn't look nice. Okay, so you will have, that's this piece here, and you'll have this nice neat edge where mine is not. Okay? All right, back to the video. Better to leave it long than short. You can just not even trim it at this point if you don't want to. Okay, now this, our book, is going to get centered onto this piece. And you'll notice this piece is a little bit longer than the actual book. So you want to center it top to bottom, and those little marks that we made will help you with centering it side to side. And this was where I wasn't sure that I should have this because I couldn't remember what I was doing, honestly. But yes, tape on the spine is fine. I was thinking I was going to use glue, but the tape is actually going to be just fine for this. Okay, so I'm just getting an idea. Top to bottom, you should have just about 1/8 of an inch, give or take. I think I need to be holding this. Oops, I put it down before I was ready. Okay, hang on, I need to use undo. This is why I ended up using tape. Okay. So that if I made a mistake, I could fix it. I feel like it needs to come up. I'm not sure I got it centered very well either direction, but I think it'll be adequate since I'm keeping this book for myself. Okay, I think. I don't know. No, you know what? That's going to drive me crazy. Let me take it up. It's not bad top to bottom, but it's really off side to side. Let me see if I can get it. a little better. Yeah, that's going to be better, I think. Actually, this is the top. Okay. Right, since I used so much undo on it. Let me see. I'm still not happy with it. Hang on. Oh, you know what? It's fine. It's thicker here at the bottom on this side, so it looks like it's off center, but it's not. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right, so then what we are going to do, I'm going to try and put this where you can see it, is I'm going to fold this fabric over onto itself so that it's right up, sorry about that, so it's right up against the cardstock, but not over it. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to fold it again so that it does go over the cardstock right up against the top of the pages. And mine, I believe, it looks, I'm going to open the book this way to do it. I believe it is a little bit long still, but maybe not. So I don't want it to be so small that I can't handle it. It probably is a little big, but I'm going to leave it. Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm going to cut a little bit off. Hang on. Okay. Let's see how that is. Okay. Move this up where you can see it. And I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. So I'm going to do a little line of Fabri-Tac there. Fold that over. And again, I'm just going to be right up to the edge of that cardstock. Okay, turn around. Same at this end. And I'm pretty sure that that's too long. So I'm just going to cut a little bit more of that fabric off. Cut that very straight. Still didn't cut it very straight, but it'll be fine. And I'm going to pre-fold it so it knows where it's going. Okay. Okay, back. Okay, now we're going to take this one, we're going to fold it over so that it goes over that cardstock and just wraps that raw edge of that cardstock, okay, and then comes up just to the pages, okay, and so you sort of pre-fold it to give it a little bit of memory. And then for this I do need to, I feel like my lights are like giving me a shadow. And you want to be careful. You don't want to glue your pages so they don't open and close anymore. Don't use too much glue. I'm just going to wrap that. And that looks good. Wipe off any excess. It's a little fat. I could have made it narrower, but this way I could see it and you could see it. Let's do this side. Same thing. Pre-fold it. I think this end is a little narrower. Okay. And, whoa, giant ball of glue. Hang on. That is definitely more glue than I wanted. Okay. Okay, and I'll leave this up right now. I don't think I need that again. Oh, I might, but not just yet. Okay. I'm going to put that semi on its side because we are going to need it later. Okay. I'll put that a little further in. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's good. Yeah, this one's a little fat, but that's okay. And now, the last thing I'm going to do is take some art glitter glue, or you could use Fray Check if you have it, and just apply it right to the ends to prevent it from fraying. And don't worry if you've got a few little threads like I do. You can trim them off later on. Okay, there is that. Okay, and I do have some threads along the edge, but I will go through and trim those, and I might run a little bit of glue there too, just to prevent fraying. Okay, so there is that. Okay, now our next step is our cover. So let me put this aside and all of that can dry, and let's get to the next step. And all right, so what I have here are two pieces. This is lightweight chipboard. Normally I use a middleweight, but this is a lightweight. It is 6 by 9, two pieces. You can get this, you can buy it, or you can use, cereal boxes, something like that. And then this piece is 9 by 12. And then this piece is 9 by 4, I think. 4, yeah. Because I need a piece that's long enough to work with. But I'm going to glue this on in a minute. And we can set one of these aside. And what we're going to do is attach this piece exactly lined up with the edge and the top and the bottom of this piece. Note there is no extra paper here. Top and, it's not going to wrap around. We're just going to put it on. And I will use tape for that. You can use glue. I'm just going to use tape though. Okay. Okay. And then we are going to do our best to line this up like that. Okay. Okay. Now, before we do the other side, cheapers. We are going to take this and put it in our scoreboard. We are going to score right up against the piece we just put in. Okay. Now we are going to score every 1/8 inch. Make sure everything is lined up and straight. Oops. We are going to score until we reach the width of our spine. And I've got a little ways to go, which we could measure, but I'm just eyeballing. That looks very good. That's pretty much where I want to be. Let me just turn that. Yep, that's exactly where I want to be. And that is when I put this right up against the edge of this cover, I've got one more 1/8 inch space. So there's an 1/8 inch between here and the last score. Okay? That's what you want. Now I need that extra piece, and I'm going to glue it here because we're going to put the other cover, and it's not quite a big enough piece. Now, one thing you could do if you wanted is this piece, this white piece, could be small. If you've done one of my other soft cover albums or a contrasting spine album, you just have a piece about yay wide. And that's perfectly fine. You could absolutely do it that way. The reason I'm not is when you do it that way, you end up with a seam. And we're going to wrap this still. And I really don't want that dent on the front cover. I don't mind it on the back, but I don't want it on the front. Okay. I just realized I did not put the cover on this glue, and I don't even see it. It's buried in here somewhere. Well, hang on. I'm going to grab another one. All right. Back to what we were doing. I'm just going to use one of my fine tip bottles to run a bead of glue. Oh, I went way too far in with that glue. Okay. Okay. Now, what we're going to do with this one is the same thing. We're going to tape it, and we're going to glue this one right up against that last score line that we made, and then we'll trim off the extra. Okay, there we go. All right. There we go. And I think in order to make this, because I don't see very well and we all know it, I am going to try and, well, that's just sitting in a shadow. You know what I think I could do? Hang on. I might have done that before I put the glue. I'm just going to fold that last score line. Bit, because that's where I want to line up this piece, and that'll help me see it. I can actually lift up even. My hands are shaking. I think that's pretty good. It's a little bit off, but it'll be fine. I think it's straight here. I think I didn't glue this piece on straight. Up there. Oh, it looks like glue. I mean, not glue, wax, gold wax. Okay, so now I'm going to trim this extra off. You want to be a little careful because this lighter weight chipboard is pretty easy to cut. Just cutting that off. Okay, now we're going to wrap this with the final color for the outside, which is going to be the same. I need to trim that. The same brown that I've been using on the inside. So for that, you need a piece 11, right? Because this is 9. Yeah, so I need a piece 11 inches tall by about 16 inches long. So that's going to be 2 pieces, obviously. All right, let me get that. Okay. I'm going to put that there. And that there. Where's that seam? I feel like, of course, those seams are going to be far enough apart. Okay, good. You can see this makes a nice, soft, rounded spine, and then we're going to add that. So, let us... No, dithering. Okay, I need to glue this together first. So then this is going to get glued down here. And I'm trying to decide what adhesive do I want to use. And also, if I want... Sorry, I haven't done this. I've done it in my head, but we are figuring it out. I'm trying to decide if I want to score this spine so that it's as flexible as this one. I kind of feel like I do. Which means I want to put this side down, then score, and then attach the other side. Okay, that's working, and I'm just going to use tape. That's what I usually use. I may use glue in that spine area. Okay, so I need tape here. And I was thinking, and I was saying a piece because I didn't want to have, a piece mark here and a piece mark here, but really I probably could have just left off that second piece and just gone to there and stopped. So that's a thought. So I have actually done this before. When I say I haven't done it before, it's not really true. I have done it before, but the last time I did it was with fabric. The one we did in our Patreon group used fabric. So that was kind of a different animal. And I've done soft cover books before, but I haven't wrapped them like this. But I think I'm going to like the way this comes out, so. That. do the other side. So we want to be in an inch from the top and bottom and side. Just like when we would normally do a cover. An inch. Okay. And then, here is, what did I do with my, it's buried, here it is. And then, okay, so now we're going to score . Dropped that right on my computer. Thank goodness it was closed. Okay. Not that one. This one. Okay. Just fold that over. I do not like this scoreboard. I always jump out of the tracks with it. Okay, let's see, how's that? Okay, I need one more, maybe two. I think one is enough. That's enough. Okay. And then I need to lay this piece the rest of the way. And I'm trying to decide if I even need to attach the spines together, the two, other than the wrap. I think I will. Okay. Okay, so we need these two to be adhered together, let me just give this a little bend so it's used to bending. Okay, and glue. What am I going to use for that glue? Could use tape, but I'm afraid it'll make it too stiff. And we could use art glitter glue. I think I'm going to use this mixed media glue because I have it and I think it'll work. But you can use whatever glue you're comfortable with. Let me get a brush. I'll try to find links to these Stamperia glues that I sometimes use. I've had them forever, so I don't even remember where I got them. There until I can get it washed. Okay, there we go. And then let's just take the back of the tape off. That down. To just put that down. Roll that there so that it comes up where I want it to. And we've got some bubbling right there. I think that's because of the glue that I used. Just get your glue spread better than I did. Okay, I think I'm going to have to use some art glitter glue in there because it's the only one I have with a bubble tip. Or with a fine tip, I should say. And then let's get this one down here. And it's not really going to show this. It's going to be covered with the book itself going in, but nevertheless, I want it to be neat. And it keeps wanting to come up here. So I think I could have just gone ahead and used art glitter glue and been fine. And we're actually going to wrap this as well, so. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, so then I'm just going to continue from here the way we normally would and wrap the outer paper around. Got to throw those away before the cat gets to them. Okay, let me go wash this brush before it dries and clean up some of all these tape backs. Okay, how long have we been at this? Oh, not too bad. Okay. Alright, so we want to trim corners. Okay, and good. Got glue everywhere making that. Okay, now we have our book. The actual book itself needs to go into here. And I think I need a little lighter because I don't want that white showing. Okay, so let me cut that. So that piece needs to be 4, we'll do it. 4 by it's mostly going to be covered. Let me see. I think 4 by 8.5. Okay, let me cut that. Yeah, that'll do. And I think I will use score tape for that. Even though it will add a little stiffness, I think I'm okay with that. And, oops, it's my other kitty. Hello, Holly. I think they're, yeah, it's about their dinner time. Let me get this out of the way here so I can see and you can see. What are you chewing down there? She's down there chewing something. What are you chewing? Is that the cable? Oh. She is a chewer. Okay. This one, about centered, top to bottom, side to side. That's actually good. I'm good with that. Okay. Okay, now we need to glue this in here. There, it's a bit of a mess, but so what I'm going to have you do, and I'll tell you in the directions as we're going, is make your cover spine about 1/8 of an inch wider than what I did, but it'll be fine. Okay, so now this needs to get attached into here, and this is fabric, so my inclination is to use Fabri-Tac, but there it is coming up. I think art glitter glue might be a better choice. You can use art glitter glue on fabric. I don't think score tape. Score tape would be great because if I put it down wrong, I can get it back up. I'm just going to put a tiny piece of score tape here just to see how it sticks. Yeah, it doesn't want to stick. Okay, so we're not going to use score tape. We want to use Fabri-Tac. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. This is fabric. So I want to spread this. I don't want any big ridges of glue, and I don't want any areas where glue has missed. And I'm just leaving that little bead at the ends, I think, without glue. But I'm going all the way to the edges. Okay. And now I need to be really careful to make sure that I put this in right side up. And this is the front, okay. Fortunately, our glitter glue, Fabri-Tac, takes a second to grab. So we've got a minute to play with it. That one side keeps wanting to come up, but I don't worry about that. Okay. And fortunately, we can neaten this up. So you're going to make yours a hair wider than I made mine, so yours will be a little neater. But I'm not unhappy with that. There we go. I'm happy with that. That looks nice and neat. Now another option would have been to do this as a lay flat where the spine itself didn't even get glued into the book. And maybe next time I'll do it that way. But this one, I'm happy with it. Okay. Yep. All right, I think that we are at a good stopping point. So, thank you so much for working through that with me while I figured it out. But I'm happy with it, and I think it's pretty good. So next time we will add in our front and back inside covers, maybe the outside covers, And we've got we were going to do a stacked pocket, I think right here. So we may do that as well. But it's looking good. I'm happy with it. Looks nice, lays flat. All right. I think I'm going to weight this down with something just to let it dry the way I want it, like that. Okay, I will see you next time. I will have a link down below for the cutting guide for this project, as well as to Scrap and Create, where you can get all your supplies. This is a design project for Scrap and Create. And there are links down below to my Amazon list, Patreon, all that stuff. So I will see you next time, and we might finish this, but we'll definitely get a good way towards finishing it. Thanks again. Bye-bye.